Ciao everyone, welcome to Beatspot. I'm Marco, and in this video I want to show you how I flipped a loop for a beat I recently made. So this isn't a proper tutorial but more of a walkthrough, so I will break down all the things I did, hoping you can find something interesting for your next track. So let's dive into it. So this is the beat. So this is pretty much it. So now let's dive into it. Okay, so I have this whole group. So this is the original loop. Okay, and it turned into this one. So there's a lot of difference. So now let's go in order. We have the very first loop, so this one. Basically, I taken this loop and then duplicated this part and reversed it. So this part is this one reversed. Then I did the same thing with this other part. Also, let's turn off all this processing so you can understand what happened. So basically I queued. First EQ is this thing, and then I applied this EQ just to correct some frequencies that were annoying. The second loop is the same as the first one, but it's lower in volume, 3 dB lower, because I wanted it to play along with the 808, and it has fewer bass frequencies, very different EQ. So these are the two things together. So I just want it heavier for the sparse parts and lighter for when the 808 kicks in. Then let's go to the second thing, loop plus 12. So all I did was pitching it up and plus 14 semitones, because the original loop was in G minor. I wanted to go to A minor, so this one is plus 2 and this one is plus 14. And then I played with the formants just to have the timbre that I wanted. So at 100 it's like this, at 0 it's like this, and I wanted something in the middle. Not too bright, not too dark. And for the Q, I did the same thing, just went an octave higher and fixed some frequencies that were annoying to me. And I lowered it down by 3 decibels. So this is just some balancing, is like sound design, it's just straight layering. Then loop plus 24. The very same thing, but I did the formant to 0, because at 100 it was too dark. Like this, it was still too dark. Now it's just as bright as I wanted it to be, because this has to act like a top layer, and it's lowered down by 6 decibel. Now there's another one which is rhythmic, and it's the same as this one but with some more things going on. So very first thing, I queued it out. And then with the auto pen, I added some more rhythm. 100% was too much. And also generated this click that was too evident. And then I applied movement by output. So I played with the very first preset, which is plucking around. And then, depending on the section, I have this rhythmic part, which is at plus 26, and this one, which is at plus 2. Then I have another one, which is rhythmic 2, and basically it's the same thing, but with a slower movement. As you can see, this is at 1 octave instead of 1/16. And then I put some EQ just because I wanted it to be darker for this section, this lower section. Let's go to the loop group. So I played with Portal in parallel. And this is what it's doing. So I used the inhale, exhale preset, just played around with this thing, tweaked a couple things. Honestly, I don't remember what, but I just made sure to make it fit right for the beat, and then I layered it. So it acts like just a layer of pads that's playing below everything. Then the EQ, just to get rid of the lows. Then I went with the halftime for this section, and this section when the 808 is not playing like this. To bring back some myth, but which is more pleasing than the one that I cut here. All I did was keeping it at 50%. I just raised the sustain at 36 milliseconds to have it smoother, and I kept the fades all to the edges, so no fades, 1 bar, and slowed down by 2x. So apart all the processing which I find interesting, and I managed to flip the loop in a meaningful way. The original one isn't any recognizable, or just very slightly recognizable. The thing I liked the most of this project was just taking the same loop and copying and making different things, and then I just played with arrangement. So I have all these Lego blocks, okay, there's variation, and this didn't take much effort to me, to be honest, because I just had different settings, and the parameters, the effects, and all the things were doing all the job for me. I only had to arrange the whole thing, and then I added some more sauce to the whole thing with the automation of the effects in the loop group. So this is it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any question, feel free to ask in the comment section below, and see you in the next one.